Dr. Bonifacio shows compassion to her patients and staff by truly listening to them. I have one patient in particular that I have watched her interact with him because of his situation. I'm in the room sometimes when she talks to him, and he does not get out of his house very often, and he is she is his true friend and counsels him, and I have witnessed her interactions with this person, and she has changed his life, truly changed his life. He loves talking to her, and she has gotten him to come out of his shell. He's doing artwork. He's reaching out in ways that he did not do before. And honestly, he didn't always have the will to live. And Dr. Bonifacio has truly made him want to live.
One word that I would use to describe Dr. Bonifacio is fierce. And I choose that word. Of course, I had a lot of words that came to mind, but that word just stood out for me. And it's definitely in a positive way, not negative at all, but she's a fierce woman. She was put on this planet she always has a plan. She's always advocating. She's a very strong woman, and she has a purpose, and she works towards that purpose in everything that she does.
One word I would use to describe Kirsten is determined. She joined our office, joined our clinic with the goal of making sure that all of our patients received comprehensive psychological care. And that doesn't involve just how she sees them when she's counseling them in our office, but whether they have support outside in the community, and whether we are seeing them in comprehensive clinics, and whether they have resources outside of just what we're doing in our office. And so she has made it her mission to achieve all of that, and she has done it in what I think is an amazing amount of time, just the amount of time that she's been in our office. And so that's the word that came to mind when I think about what she has brought to our clinic.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Bonifacio is dedication. Just her dedication to the patients and to our team. She goes up, and not only in our clinic, but she's up on the floor talking to our patients and families and helping them through all the experiences that they have to go through while they're not only getting chemotherapy, but our sickle cell patients and everyone.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Bonifacio is amazing. She is amazing with patients, she's amazing with families, and she's amazing to work with.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Bonifacio is calming. She has an amazing presence that tends to calm those around her, and her kindness is always a part of her essence, I would say.
One word I would use to describe Dr. B is committed. She is so committed to her patients, to the type of patients that we care of in the clinic, and to her role. When she came, she almost had to build the program from the ground up, and I'm just blown away with everything that she's done and how committed she is.
What do I love about working with Dr. Nair is everything. Everything I've seen since the moment he started working here. His compassion and kindness towards his patients, his kindness and patience towards staff. He is so accepting of everything and willing to make changes and exceptions in order to see his patients when they struggle with coming up with appointment times. And I just enjoy working with him.
I would use the word kind to describe Dr. Nair.
The one word I would use to describe Dr. Nair would be patient.
One word that I would use to describe Dr. Nair is genuine. He's definitely, you can tell just by his day-to-day interactions, he's very, very genuine and real. And
one word I would use to describe Dr. Nair, amazing.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Nair is kind.
One word I would describe Dr. Nair as very caring.
What is one word I would use to describe Dr. Nair? Awesome. He goes above and beyond to build rapport with us as the staff, whether it's clinical or clerical, and he just shows like amazing care to our patients on a regular basis. Everyone who encounters him loves him.
Dr. Walker is always, the calm of the storm. It doesn't matter what's going on around her. She is always able to kind of stay the course and do what's right for patients. It doesn't matter if she's behind in clinic. It doesn't matter if there's an emergency on labor and delivery. It doesn't matter, where the person's coming from. She's always able to really, truly provide compassionate care to everyone and takes herself out of the situation and just cares for that patient. The word I would use to describe Dr. Walker is unflappable.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Walker, that's hard to pick just one word, but compassionate. She embodies compassion.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Walker is definitely she's dedicated to her patients, 100%.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Walker is even-tempered.
One word that I would describe Dr. Walker is empathetic.
I would describe Dr. Walker as confident. She comes across as very strong and grounded and centered in what she knows and has a way of sharing information that makes it easy to understand. And she's just great.
She is just great. I would describe Dr. Walker as an advocate. I think that she advocates not only for our patients, but also within our office. And she also advocates within the community, and she's been a great advocate for our midwifery service.
One word I use to describe Dr. Walker is genuine.
One word that I would describe Dr. Walker as is amazing. She is just the kindest person, very compassionate about her patients and her staff.
If I have to bring it down to one word, it would be empathetic. Empathy not only for his patients, but his colleagues as well. I love everything about working with Dr. Winters. If I worked with him every day, they wouldn't even have to pay me to come to work, quite literally. He is engaging. He is an example for all of us, not only with his patients, but with his interpersonal relationships among all of Bronson's multidisciplinary team, from nurses to respiratory therapists, dietitians, environmental services. He treats everyone collegial and respectful and includes them as part of the team.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Winters is reliable.
One word, he's a complete physician. He's caring, he's good with his patients, good with the staff, good with his colleagues, and he's a good clinician.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Winters is compassionate. He's compassionate with patients and families. He's compassionate with staff he works with, RNs, other doctors. He's always interested in seeing a good outcome and helping all he can.
One word I would use to describe Dr. Winters would be intelligent.
Well, one word that I would use to describe Dr. Winters is passionate.
I know that rhymes with compassion, but he's a very passionate man in everything that he does. He's passionate about his work. He's passionate about his patients and family. He's passionate about golf. Throw that one in there. Everything that I see him do, he's very passionate about and goes at it with effort, integrity, and character, and just does everything to the best that he can do.